Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us today on Comics from the Future. This is the show we do every single Friday here on our channel where we're going to show you some new series coming out, cool variant covers, and other awesome things we don't want you to miss so you can put it on your pull list, subscribe to it, and basically guarantee your copy. If you don't know, my name is Megan.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Jason. We're with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee.
And if you are watching with us up to this point, please take a second and subscribe to our YouTube channel because we put out this content every single week to help you out. So you will get notified and all that. And let's get started.
All right, so we're going to begin with the featured comics. I have to say, this is a little bit of a small week. Because of President's Day on Monday, DC went ahead and solicited all their comics. They did 2 weeks worth last week. So last week's show, if you go back and watch that, extra long show. This one, a little shorter, but still some very exciting stuff to go over, even if it's less of it.
To begin with, a new Venom series. I mean, this is the new 90s. Venom now is just as popular as Spider-Man. And we're getting a return to some people's favorite Venom time. This is Venom Lethal Protector #1. And you say, wait, I've heard of that. That has the red foil cover. Well, they are going back to the early days of Venom with this new Lethal Protector series and exploring his kind of year one-esque for Venom. So in this, it's, Eddie Brock has just taken on the Venom symbiote, and they're still trying to work out their differences, learn about each other, the symbiote and Eddie. And what's cool about this, it says that there's going to be brand new matchups. I know for issue 2 I saw that it's Venom versus Hydro Man for the first time. So we're going to get some untold stories about kind of what Venom was doing back then. But also, it says that it's going to have hints about Venom's future that we don't even have yet. It's also cool. This is written by David Michelinie, who is one of the co-creators of Venom from way back when. So, return to all the classic roots of Venom with this. I believe it's a mini-series, kind of like how they did the symbiote Spider-Man. But that doesn't mean that it can't be multiple mini-series, one after another. I think this is going to be a great one for longtime Venom fans. So we've got our A cover. Then we have our MANNA variant.
Look at that tongue just swinging wild.
Just in the wind. And then we have this SIENKIEWICZ variant. Very creepy. I think his tongue dries out from just hanging out. You know, like those dogs with their tongues. Just feels like rubber sandpaper.
All right, so we don't often have things on the show that you cannot pre-order through us, but this is such a hot book. Everyone's talking about it. I've got to let everyone know what the skinny is on this. So they're doing a reprint of JLA Avengers. That's right, the 2003 intercompany crossover book from 2003 from Kurt Busiek and of course the legendary George Perez. So a group called the Hero Initiative is funding this reprint, and all of the money, I believe, is going to help out George Perez, who very unfortunately was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer several months back. The problem with this is they're only doing a limited print run of 7,000 of them, which that's a small number for something that everybody wants, and everyone wants to throw money at this to help out George Perez. With 3,200 comic stores out there and only 7,000 of these, there's going to be such heavy allocations. We have no idea how many we're going to get as a shop. We could order 50 of them, and I'm betting we'll be lucky if we get 2.
Yeah.
So the way our shop is handling it is, if anyone shops with us, let us know if you want a copy. We're going to draw names from a hat of whatever many we get, 1, 2, 3, whatever, and those people will get it. It's just $29.99. It's going to have a new afterword by Kurt Busiek, who I'm sure is going to have many nice things to say about George Perez, who totally deserves it. What an awesome comic creator. In the cover, it's like one of the things that Perez does so well. He does those really good crowded scenes.
Yes.
He's so good at that, putting all those characters together. But even if you don't shop with us, we just wanted you to know that this is difficult when it comes to us stores. The distributor tells us, hey, we're allocating. We don't know how many. And they put the whole burden on us to try to figure out, well, how are we going to decide who gets these? So be nice to your local store.
Yeah.
You know, they're not trying to hold out on you. If we could, we'd order. I think if this were open order, I would order at least 50 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, at least. And it's sad that all we're going to get is maybe one or two. So that's what's going on with JLA Avengers reprint. And for those of you who hunt comics in the wild, look for the old 2003 series. That 1 through 4 is selling for like $125 plus.
Wow.
Finally. So that's what's going on there.
Okay, this is a new ongoing series from Image called Slumber. It is about a dream detective, a dream and sleep detective named Stetson, and we're going to follow her as she runs her back alley business to help people sleep better. She basically goes into their dreams and kills their nightmares for them. So, pretty cool premise here, and it is a horror thriller, like I said, so it's definitely going to be meant to be scary. So as this is going on, she also finds that she needs to track down a living nightmare. This is a serial killer who murders people in their sleep. I couldn't tell from the solicitation if that meant like this is a real life killer who you're asleep and you could be killed by them in the real world, or if it's like Freddy Krueger situation.
Oh yeah.
So, well, that remains to be seen. But this is written by Tyler Burton Smith with art by Vanessa Cardinali, and it looks weird, it looks creepy, it looks pretty cool, and I'm excited to see a new horror series that's ongoing and not just a mini-series, so that will be exciting. Got a couple covers here to show you. This is the cover A from Fox, and then the main artist, Cardinali, B cover.
It's a lot of fun things on that one. Oh, wow. I was about to say, yours is like, something is killing the dreams or something. Now it's something is killing the children. A lot of killing. I was thinking about that and figuring out if I wanted to say it. So this is not a new series. This is a new story arc for Something's Killing the Children. This is issue 21. And if you've been following the series, you know the last story arc was set in the past, kind of Erica Slaughter's origin story, and we learned a bit more about the House of Slaughter, all of that. But we are coming back to the present day of the series in this brand new story. Sounds really cool. It actually takes place 1 year after the events that we previously saw. And Erica has left the small town that she spent the whole first one in because she is going on a new mission to investigate a girl who has seen a new kind of monster, which for someone like Erica Slaughter, who was raised in the House of Slaughter, she had a good idea of all the kinds of monsters out there, but there is something new lurking out there. So as she is going to hunt this one, she also has to deal with the fact that she is kind of left the order of Slaughter and of her family that she came from, and they don't like that, and they're going to be hunting her while she hunts this new monster. So, very exciting for this series coming back in a big way. We've got some really cool variants for this as well. Of course, this is our EDERA A cover. Then we have this Jenny Frison die-cut mask variant. And then there's the bloody version.
They just threw a little blood on there.
A little smack. And then we have the RICCARDI variant.
Very cool. I want to go back to the die cut for a second because, with this being die cut means, that mask will remove and you'll get to see more. I wonder if there'll be more blood under there or if her expression will change from the one to the other or, like maybe in this one her expression's kind of peaceful and then she's been attacked and now she's fierce. So
what if the die cut's the top and it's just it's a full black mask underneath?
That would be a little disappointing. But I will say I was surprised to see that they are saying these die cuts are coming out the same date as the regular covers.
Yeah, it's been hard for them to do that in the past.
It has been very hard. In fact, I'm going to make a prediction that the die cut are going to be late.
Oh, hard prediction.
So we'll see. We'll circle back to that eventually. Okay, so another thing we don't always go over is re-solicits, meaning we talked about this cover on our last show, but the cover wasn't ready. All we knew was that Todd McFarlane for Spawn's Scorched #3 was doing a Jim Lee homage. Well, since then, he's completed it. And because it's so awesome, I mean, this one really speaks to my 1991 self. Yep, Megan's got the original. Good job. So Todd McFarlane's given an extra week for people to put orders in. So if you've already told your store or us that you want it, you're already going to get it. But for those of you who didn't know how awesome it looks because it wasn't ready, here's your chance. Now, I did some digging because I was like, is he going to do the other X-Men #1 covers? I had to go on his Twitter page and read and read and read, but I found that he is. This is the first of 4 that he's doing. He's going to do all the covers. They're going to connect. So this might be the first time you've heard this, even if you thought, well, he probably would. It is not announced what books. I don't know if it's going to be just for Scorched. I don't know what it's going to be for, but just want to make you aware of that. That is a lot of what our show is about. Trying to comb through the numerous things about all these comics and creators. I think this cover is amazing. Medieval Spawn as Cyclops, Gunslinger Spawn as Wolverine.
And he's got his little hand spikes sticking out.
I can't wait to see the other ones. And I think it's funny because, you know, McFarlane covers are probably one of the biggest covers that people do homages of.
Yeah.
And now he's like, well, I'm going to homage my own Spider-Man cover. I'm going to homage Jim Lee covers. And he's just proven he does it the best.
Yeah.
That's what I see here. So we don't often feature just one cover, especially one that, you know, once again, it's being resolicited. But, I mean, I had to put this on
Yeah,
here.
I feel like this is information that people need to know.
Yeah, when number 2 and 3 hit and we have people coming in asking for this one, late as inevitably happens, we will tell them to watch the show.
Next up is Stargirl. This is a very indie comic from Behemoth Comics. This is actually going to be an oversized issue. It's 64 pages. This is about the defenders of the solar system, Stargirls. So not a lot of information out there on this for me to be able to talk about it, but it is wholly creator-owned. It is by Lucas MENDONCA. Did all the covers for this and the interior art and wrote it. So if that interests you at all, if you like cool space opera stuff, then that's maybe for you.
If you hate vowels, you don't want any vowels in your comics.
You don't like, that at all. Anyway, got a few covers to show you. This is cover A, cover B.
That's pretty cool looking.
And cover C.
This is some strong covers. So, you know, I was picking up the other week that Behemoth seems to have comics that are done all by one person, and this is another one. So it does really seem like that what they're doing. All right, now we're going to go over other #1s.
First off is a one-shot. This is The Clay People Colossus. So this is actually based off of a song by the band The Clay People, which I'd never heard of, but if you've heard of them and you're a fan, you probably want to pick this up because they have a song called Colossus, and this is kind of crafted around that song. This is going to be by Matt Hawkins, who is actually one of the presidents of Top Cow and everything, so this will be a pretty big deal for fans of that series. And it's about there wasn't a whole lot of information about the characters and everything. It just says a story about an underdog with newfound out powers and the ramifications of using those powers. So just a one-shot, but if you're a fan, you'll want to check it out.
All right, so here's another one-shot. It is Godzilla Rivals versus King Ghidorah. So you may think, I know what this is about. It's Godzilla fighting King Ghidorah. Yes, it's definitely about that. But the solicitation also says that Godzilla gets abducted by Martians.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. I mean, that's the part that really got me. I want to see that. Not just in a comic, I want to see that in the movie, everything. So Godzilla is abducted by Martians and forced to fight in an arena, a Martian arena, against King Ghidorah. So they changed the setting.
It's like Planet Hulk, but with Godzilla.
Yeah, so just a one-shot we want everybody to know about.
And another one-shot. This is Stillwater Escape. This is the popular horror series Stillwater. It's getting a one-shot to answer any questions that may be lingering before the final chapter comes out.
And then this is a new one. This is Alt-Control-Delete. Be careful typing that into your computer. Type it out. Don't press the buttons because it may shut off your computer. But this is a new indie series about pretty much all about kind of video games and in a mega city where they've eliminated crime and everything. Uh, all the focus switches to video games, and XP is currency in this world. And now it's up to the protagonist, Tess, and she's a jaded professional gamer, and she must choose whether she wants to keep rising up the ranks in the game or track down someone she loves. So, new series, and we have a variant cover for that. This is the Eddie Nunez variant.
I remember way back in the early days of computers where you could trick people with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, somebody would be having a computer problem, your friend, and you go, "Oh, I know how to clear that up. Hit Control Alt Delete," and they'd do it, and there'd be tears and of course laughter from your end. Okay, so here's a 2-part little mini series called Steampunk Snow White. So I think, you know, the whole thing is done by Rod Espinoza. You can kind of see down in the bottom right, it says story and art by him. And I think people who like steampunk stuff and fairy tales, there is a weird crossover of those genres. It seems like everyone I meet who likes the one pretty much likes the other. So I think people will know already if they're going to like this or not. Just a retelling of Snow White in a steampunk style. Like one part I was reading about it, the queen has like these steam-powered juggernauts that are taking over the land. So it sounds pretty good. The art looks really cool based on the cover, which is done by the creator as well.
It's just the same story, but everyone has goggles on their head.
It's the same complete story except for that.
Next up is, for all you Assassin's Creed fans, Assassin's Creed Valhalla Forgotten Myths. This is part 1 of a 3-part miniseries. It's going to follow Baldur, son of Odin, on his quest to forge lasting peace among the realms.
All right, now we're going to get to cool covers and other comics.
First off is Amazing Spider-Man 93. This surprised me because I guess I wasn't sure how long this Beyond story was going, but it says this is the big finale of Beyond.
Yeah.
So I guess they're not trying to make it to 100, or they're going to have some fill-in issues.
I remember the last one said it was almost over. So
Okay.
I kind of thought they were...
It's very interesting. 94 will be a interesting ending. But this is for 93. This is the Bagley variant. And as you can see on all these covers, it is Spidey versus Spidey. And they say, you may be surprised who you root for. Probably Spider-Man. And then we have the Gleason variant. So
I like that. The longer I look at this one, the more I like it.
It's cool.
I wonder if is that alluding to something? Because that's very kind of almost Carnage looking. With the teeth and everything. Not sure.
Yeah, with the effects on it, it looks like it's moving to me. It's really neat.
Yeah, the web head variants. Now this is like the weird dark smoke.
Oh
yeah, like that one.
Variants.
You plan your outfit very accordingly.
Okay, so this is the Silva cover to Avengers Forever #4. This is a Silva variant. In this one, you get back to the goddesses of thunder. They were old King Thor's granddaughters. They haven't been in anything in a while, so that's what is going to be featured in this issue. And then here is the Scan Avengers Forever variant by Scan.
And then we have Devil's Reign X-Men #3. This is the Perel variant featuring Emma Frost. She may have bitten off more than she can chew in this issue.
Kneeing Kingpin in the face. Then we have Iron Fist #2. Big release this week was the new Iron Fist #1. Still not going to spoil who the new Iron Fist is. But as you can see on the cover, old Iron Fist is not going away. Danny Rand is still appearing in this. So this one's cool. It actually sounds like the new Iron Fist has to venture to Kunlun for the first time. And that'll be cool to see. And also, Danny Rand is trying to track down the new Iron Fist. So this is our A cover. And then we have our Chung variant.
Okay, so this is the Jeff Johnson Carnage Forever variant for Iron Man #18.
Oof.
So lately, Iron Man has gotten godlike powers, so he's been able to fight with Korvac. But he went back to Earth, and I won't tell you since this last issue, but he uses his powers in a way that affects everyone in the city, which he thinks he's doing good. So in this issue, he starts to question, should he keep these powers? Because it doesn't look like he's using them very wisely. But on the other hand, if he gives away his godlike powers, then Korvac might come back and he'll have to fight him without those powers. So that's what the issue is about. And then here is the Lozano Infinity Saga Phase 2 variant.
And then we have King Conan. This is number 4 of the 6-part miniseries. This is the Shalvey variant. Really cool, bloody tree root cover.
Then we have Maestro World War M number 2. This one, Maestro is going up against Namor and all of Atlantis, and it looks like they have some guard dogs in Atlantis. So we have the main cover.
And still the main
And
cover.
still the main cover. And then we have the Inhyuk Lee variant.
Another person getting kneed in the face.
This
you
is
could
a
put
very...
Emma Frost there and Kingpin there. It's like a very similar cover. Okay, so this is the Kreese Lee variant to Shang-Chi number 10. So this is a new story arc. Anybody who's been wanting to jump into reading Shang-Chi, which I do recommend, it's been a good read. Brand new story arc. There's been a villain who's been in the shadows throughout this run. Like since issue 1, this villain's been kind of doing stuff. Well, he's going to finally reveal who he is in this new arc. And it's already been revealed what he wants. And what he wants is he wants to destroy all of Shang-Chi's lineage.
There's a lot of them now.
There are a lot of them. A lot of new brothers and sisters have come up in this series. So that is what's going on in Shang-Chi number 10. And then here is the You Carnage Forever variant. Even Carnage knows some kung fu.
Our friends over at Marvel and Star Wars and Disney and all that have wisened up, and they have started to put these covers on FOC.
They've listened to us.
They, have learned their lesson. So this is Star Wars Darth Vader number 21, the Sprouse Lucasfilm 50th anniversary variant featuring Moff Gideon, the big villain of The Mandalorian. It also is an important one because it features the dark saber on there. So it's gonna be hot.
Yep. Thankfully, we get to see these now so everyone can see how hot they are. So get your orders in.
Yep. Now that people can see these, I mean, we have people ordering like 5 of them,
Yeah.
3 of them, and before it was, crickets because there was,
no one
we
knew.
thought it was just scenes from the past movies and such.
Yeah, and this one, that's the first comic appearance of Moff Gideon. The first, I think, actual comic appearance of the Darksaber, Dark Troopers, all of that. So
Yeah.
next up is X Deaths of Wolverine number 5. This has been a really fun series. This with X Lives and X Deaths, and we have this one is going to be just like we had a Spidey versus Spidey. This is going to be Wolverine versus Wolverine because we have that weird Omega Wolverine out hunting. So we've got the Bagley trading card variant. We have the Manahani.
Are his claws hot there?
I think he's just cutting the cover open.
I see that. I was wondering if the hot claws were back. We were just talking about that the other day.
And alert! Spoiler cover. This is the Stegman Omega variant.
Okay, so here is the variant cover to Joe Hill's Reign number 3. So for those of you who enjoyed the first 2, here's a chance to order number 3 or get on the series. It's only a 5-part series, but still. And in this, our main character, Honeysuckle, she continues her travels through this sort of apocalyptic world where the stuff falling from the sky, it's not really rain, it's more like needles that will kill you. So
Gotta have a strong umbrella.
yes, a metal umbrella.
And then we have Faithless Volume 3, Issue number 2. Issue number 1 just came out recently. This is written by Brian Azzarello with art by Maria Lovett. So if you are following the series, don't miss it out. Don't miss it out.
Don't miss it out.
Yep.
That's it.
Oh, who had this one?
Who had Power Rangers?
So this is the FOC variant by Marcellus for Power Rangers issue number 17. Just one of those ones where, you know, the costume bleeds into the background.
That's a very popular
Yeah.
style right now.
Yeah, my favorite one is the Wolverine one where he's wearing
Uh-huh.
blue. That cover's so
Yeah.
awesome. But so now Power Rangers, they're doing their own for issue number 17. And I'm going to go again. This is Life Zero number 2. This is the Chichetto A cover. So this is the main cover to this
Wow.
comic. What a cover. So, of course, Chichetto is the artist who's doing Devil's Reign right now, and he did all the Daredevil art. I mean, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I like with this comic, and I read issue 1, it's good. The writing's good. But they're like, the writing, Chichetto's drawing it.
Yeah.
I mean, God, he's got some chops.
Yeah, you look at it and you're like, this is a step above your average
Yeah.
indie comic.
Yeah, absolutely. So in this, it's a zombie apocalypse comic where this elite group of soldiers are trying to break their captain out of a prison. And of course, the prison has zombies everywhere, like worst place you can probably go. And of course, the extraction went poorly in the first issue, and now they're stuck in there just trying to find safety. But this cover, that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, and now we have Until My Knuckles Bleed. It is a shame that number 1 just came out, and we're already soliciting number 3. So if you like number 1, you're going to want to add this to your series. This is about a guy who basically was a 90s hero, and he's finding trouble, struggling to fit in the modern world, finding violence pulling him back in. So issue number 3 already being solicited, and this is cover A.
I like the sword arm.
That's also very 90s.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got a few of our homage covers. They're still coming from Dynamite. First up, we have Invincible Red Sonja, number 8. Of course, this is the TMNT homage. Then we have a Jennifer Blood homage. All of these are just so funny. They're all in their wizard outfits. Kind of an homage to old Wizard magazine mascot with Spider-Man, but this time with Jennifer Blood. Then we have NYX or Nyx number 5. I keep wanting to say NYX. Nyx number 5, the Wizard homage. And then finally, we just wanted to show you the A cover for that book, which is by Rose Besh.
All right, so Land of the Living Gods number 2 is available for order. Number 1 was a surprise hit, sold out everywhere. We sold out of copies. Most of the stores I know of have sold out of their copies. It is another sort of apocalyptic book where it says when the world is dying, the spirits of the first people who lived are going to come back. And that's happening, meaning, you know, this is a dying planet now. But a lot of it has to do with the art and mysticism of the book. So number 2 is available for order, and also number 1 has been rushed back to second print. So if you missed out on that number 1, or if you just want to get all the printings of it, here is your opportunity to order that.
And then we have Mutiny. This is a comics magazine, and I should have checked, but I don't believe number 1 has come out yet. At least we haven't gotten it here. Anyway, this is soliciting for number 2, Mutiny, and it features, it's from Fair Square Comics, and it features interviews, stories, mini comics, and stuff like that. They are for International Women's Day doing 3 different covers by women artists. So up first we have the Martinez, cover A. The cover B is by Chin. The Lisa variant for cover C. And this is not a woman, but Moritat did cover D. He did a surprise cover in there.
So what's interesting about this was at first a Kickstarter to launch this magazine, because I have issue 1. They did like a Spawn cover for it. But I don't know if it has actually hit retail yet, but it's it's one of your magazines. It's like, this is a premium format, hard cardstock cover, very good interviews and everything.
Cool.
So definitely people who miss like a Wizard magazine or something, this is kind of filling that space.
Okay. Oh, and another cover. This is the second printing of number 1.
Oh,
Good
okay,
timing.
so,
So you can read number 1 along with number 2. This was apparently a Kickstarter exclusive, now coming to your comic shop.
Yeah, so it could be that number 1 first print was only Kickstarter.
That might be the case, yeah. Okay, so this is cool. This is the B cover for Shadow Man. This is by Breton. And, of course, everybody loves their movie homage poster covers. This one's great, doing The Shining. So if you collect all the homage covers, this will be a great one to add.
Yeah, they got it just right, because the thing I always remember about that door is the dinginess around it. Somehow it makes it all the more scary.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to get to other printings and graphic novels. Starting with Sabretooth #1 is going back to second printing with this awesome cover. So if you missed the first printing, here's your chance to get it. This is a 5-issue miniseries that is all about what happened to Sabretooth after they cast him into the Krakoan pit. So there you have it.
And then it is Avengers 53, second printing, that sold off the stands because it is the debut of Red Panther, the moniker, and the suit. So this one definitely sold out, definitely warrants a second print. If you missed it or just collect second printings as well, you'll want to get it.
They put them right on the cover too, which is very smart when they do the second printing, when they know why it's sold out.
Yes.
Yep, and that's one of those interior panels, another thing Marvel's been doing the last few years. They really did a lot of that with Cates' Venom.
Yeah.
Okay, so House of Slaughter #4 is going back to second printing, as all the ones previous to it have as well. Just there's no end in sight to how hot this series is, and Something is Killing the Children. Unfortunately, no cover for it, which means it's going to be under ordered. There are many retailers who won't even order it at all if they don't have the cover ready. But if you ask them nicely, I'm sure they'll get you one.
And then we have Jane Foster, The Saga of the Mighty Thor trade paperback. This is $45. Got a lot of stuff in it, all about the Goddess of Thunder. It collects Thor from 2014, 1 through 8, Mighty Thor 1 through 5, 8 through 11, 13 and 14, and a ton of other stuff. It's kind of like the Epic Collections, but not. So $45 for this.
And next up we have an Epic Collection. This is for She-Hulk. This is the Sensational SheHulk era. This is Breaking the Fourth Wall. This is $39.99. It's 448 pages, which is not too shabby. It collects Sensational SheHulk 1 through 12 and a lot more of like little 2-issue series and a couple of one-shots.
All right, another collection from Marvel, Spirits of Vengeance, Rise of the Midnight Suns. So this, of course, was back from 1990. I started collecting right around 89, 90, so I was way into this. This is Johnny Blaze and Dan Ketch team up, and it's not just them. They also team up with Blade, with the Night Stalkers, with the Darkhold Redeemers. So this is the entire story of Rise of the Midnight Suns. There's been a lot of rumors that this is going to be adapted, and I think anywhere I've read where it's come up, hey, this might be adapted, everyone is all for it. So I think it's going to happen, and I think that this is more an example. Like, why would they do a new printing if
there is a Midnight Suns video game too in the works that's funny that they're really tapping into this. Everybody says like, oh, they're building these characters up to be in a movie or a TV show. This is now getting very hard to find.
I suspect that there's a lot of smoke.
Yeah,
it's probably going to be
some
Ghost Rider fire,
a flaming skull head.
Yeah, there you go. So $39.99 for the entirety of it. And then they're releasing this Ghost Rider Epic Collection. So I didn't mention, so the last one, the Midnight Suns, that's 432 pages. This one is 424 pages. This has all the old Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze stuff that you would want. Like, we're talking about his first appearance back in Marvel Spotlight. So it's Marvel Spotlight 5 through 12. Then it's the original Ghost Rider series from 1973, issues 1 through 11. And it's also Marvel Team Up number 15. So basically, from the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider's inception through his run in the 70s, all in one trade paperback for just $39.99.
And next up, unless you have been living under a rock, surely you have heard of King in Black. This is the King in Black Omnibus, and basically, essentially what goes on in this is Null reaches the Earth with his army of symbiote dragons, and all the Marvel Universe basically has to battle their endless wave of darkness. So $150. This is a direct market variant for it. and it collects the main storyline, and there were so many different one-shots and miniseries with this, so hard to find separately. And then we also have the Stegman fall cover.
Then we have a new Black Panther collection. This is Black Panther by Ta-Nehisi Coates omnibus for $125. It's 1,224 pages, so it's another pretty big one, and it collects. It's funny to think how long he wrote the series, but all the way back in 2016, 1 through 18, then 166 through 172, plus all of the 2018 series. This is pretty much everything for this this omnibus. And then we have the regular, whatever they call the regular cover. You've got the direct market, and then the other one.
It's such a boring direct market.
Direct market.
All right, so they are also doing this Star Trek Classics, the Mirror Universe Saga. So it takes place right after the third Star Trek movie, The Search for Spock, where the USS Enterprise runs into the alternate universe evil version of themselves. They're hell-bent on getting to Earth to destroy everything, and so this was a comic done back in 1984 and 1985 that has never been collected. So it's been almost 30 years, and they finally have collected this. Yeah, I don't know why. The Mirror Universe stuff has been great. I guess it's with the Mirror Universe comics, kind of, they've been building towards it. So this is just $24.99 to have the entirety of these old comics. You know, you might find them here and there in dollar bins, but you're probably not going to find them all just right together like that. And that is our show for today.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. We post new and different content almost every single day on one of those sites. And we will see you back here next Friday for more of this.